Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Master Duel Raidraptor deck profile. So I'm really excited to do some for you guys because we just got some amazing support for Raidraptors in Master Duel, taking this deck to a whole new level. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description every single video, getting get signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Tribute Lanius. This card is a walking foolish burial that when this card is out on your side of the field, the turn it was normal or special summon, you can send a Raidraptor card from your deck to the graveyard, which you're usually sending your copy of Mimicry Lanius directly from your deck to the grave, so you can banish it and get a search. We then play 3 copies of Strangle Lanius. This card is an amazing extender for the deck, and if you control a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you control an XZ monster with a dark XZ monster as a material, you can target a level 4 or lower Raidraptor monster in your graveyard and special summon it, but its effects are negated. We then play 3 copies of Bloom Vulture. Bloom Vulture is a new card that we just got out of the most recent selection pack for Master Duel. This card is great to help you get multiple monsters out on your side of the field, because if you do not control any face-up monsters other than Winged Beast monsters, you can special summon this card and a Raidraptor monster from your hand, which is an amazing effect to be able to get this card out on your side of the field, plus another monster, because 2 Raidraptors on your side of the field is full combo. This card also has a really cool effect that if you control no monsters, you can target 2 level 4 or lower Raidraptor monsters in your graveyard, including this card, and special summon them in defense position, which is a great effect to be able to use to get you 2 monsters out on your side of the field. We then play 3 copies of Raider's Wing. Raider's Wing is really good as a 3F in the deck as well. This card is amazing to be able to play in the build because if this card's in your hand or your graveyard, you can detach a material from a dark XZ monster to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. I love that about this card because you can special summon it from your hand or your grave. And this card is always treated as a Raidraptor card, which is such a cool ability. Also, if this card is used for an XZ summon for a dark monster, this card, the XZ monster that uses this card as a material, gains the ability that your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, which is a really cool ability. We then play 3 copies of Fuzzy Lanius. Fuzzy Lanius is really cool to be able to play in the deck as well, because this card helps out a lot as an extender. Is if you control a Raidraptor monster other than a copy of Fuzzy, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add another copy of this card from your deck to your hand, which is a really awesome effect. We then play 2 copies of Noir Lanius. Noir Lanius is really good as a 2-of in the build. As this card during the main phase, if this card is normally special summoned this turn, you can target a Raidraptor monster you control and then let you add a Raidraptor monster with a different level than that monster from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect because it can actually target itself to be able to add a copy of Heal Eagle or your copy of Pain Lanius directly from your deck to your hand off this card's effect. This card also has a really cool ability that you can actually banish this card in the graveyard to increase or decrease the levels of all Raidraptor monsters that you currently control by 1, which is going to help you go in for your XZ plays. We then play 2 copies of Mimicry Lanius. Mimicry is great to be able to play in the deck, but you're only ever going to use it for its banish from graveyard effect. As during your main phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can banish this card to add a Raidraptor card from your deck to your hand, which is the main effect you're going to be using on this card. Then play a single copy of Heal Eagle. Heal Eagle is really good as an extender as well, as if this card, if all monsters you control are Raidraptor monsters, you can special summon this card from the hand, which is a great effect to instantly get this card out on your side of the field, so you can go in for your Link monster. This card also has the ability that you can banish this card from the graveyard and then target a Raidraptor spell or trap in the graveyard and add it to your hand, which is a really cool effect to help you basically grab the exact card that you need. We then play a single copy of Pain Lanius. Pain Lanius is really good as well as another different level Raidraptor that's not a level 4. And this card is really good in the deck because it cannot be used for an XZ summon of an XZ monster except for an XZ summon of a Wing Beast type monster. And this card's in your hand, you can actually target a Raidraptor monster that you control that has a level. You take damage equal to the attack or defense, whichever is lower, of that monster. And if you do, special summon this card, and then this card becomes the level of that monster, which is always going to be 4, so that you can basically just bring this card out to your side of the field as an extender. We then play 3 copies of the Smorg level 4 Bird of Perfection. This card is just an awesome extender in the deck and helps out a lot overall in this build just to instantly bring this card out to your side of the field. It's really good in the deck and basically kind of works like a Kage to Kage that during your main phase, if you normal or special summon a Wing Beast monster, you're going to reveal this card in your hand, and then immediately its effect resolves, you get to normal summon a Smorg monster, which means you're just going to instantly normal summon this card out to your side of the field behind another one of your monsters, which is a great effect. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is really good in the deck just to stop the opponent from touching the deck. And then since it is a Master Duel deck profile, we're also playing 3 copies of Maxi. Maxi is really good in the deck because it is still at 3 in Master Duel, which is insane, but this card is really good to be able to play in the build to basically just help you draw and stop your opponent from playing, because they're either going to take the Maxi challenge and summon a bunch of cards, which is going to give us a bunch of extenders in our hand, or they're going to stop playing and we're going to go in for game with Rising Rebellion Falcon. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is really good in the deck as a one-of because it helps you send your copy of Mimicry Lanius from your deck to the grave so that you can get a search. We play a single copy of Rank Up Magic Skip Force. Skip Force is really good as a one-of in the build to help you rank up by 2 ranks, which is just amazing. We then play a single copy of Rise Rank Up Magic Raidraptor's Force. Rise Rank Up Magic Raidraptor's Force is how we summon out our copy of Rising Rebellion Falcon. This card has the ability during the main phase or your opponent's battle phase. You can target up to 2 or more Raidraptor XZ monsters that you control and or in your graveyard, including a monster on the field. And if at least 2 remain face up on the resolution, you can special summon 1 Raidraptor XZ monster from your X deck with a rank equal to the combined ranks of those monsters. And if you do, attach those targets to that monster as a material, which is a great way to summon out your copy of Rising Rebellion Falcon. Plus, it's really easy to put this card back on your side of the field, cards like Heal Eagle, and it's just really good to help you go in for your different XZ plays. Usually, you're going to use 2 rank 4s and your copy of your rank 5 to be able to make your copy of your Rising Rebellion Falcon, because 4 plus 4 is 8, plus your level 5, which is going to equal 13 to go in for your copy of Rising Rebellion Falcon, which is absolutely amazing. We then play a single copy of Raidraptor's Roost. Raidraptor's Roost is just a good one-of in the deck to be able to play. It helps you out a lot to be able to basically get to your copy of your trap card, and it's just really good overall, because if a Raidraptor monster is special summoned from your X deck to your side of the field, you can actually add a Raidraptor spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which is just going to instantly get to our copy of our Glorious Bright, which is a really powerful trap card. We then play a single copy of Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator is really good at stopping cards like Maxi and cards like Ash Blossom, which is just really important. We then play 2 copies of Called by the Grave, again to stop cards like Maxi and Ash Blossom. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with a single copy of Glorious Bright. Glorious Bright is searchable off your copy of Roost, which is why we just play a single copy in the build. If you control a Raidraptor monster, you can target a face-up monster that your opponent controls, or if you control a Raidraptor XZ monster, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and negate that card's effects until the end of this turn, which is a really cool ability. You can also banish this card from the graveyard and then target one of your Raidraptor monsters that's banished or in the graveyard and add it back to your hand, which is a really cool effect. We can also play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is really good at just stopping your opponent's monster effects and also locking down entire columns of spells and traps. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with 2 copies of Rising Rebellion Falcon. This card is an awesome rank 13 that usually when it hits the field, you're going to instantly win the game. This card is absolutely broken because it's unaffected by other card effects. If this card is XZ summon, you can destroy as many cards your opponent controls as possible. Then, if this card has 3 or more Raidraptor XZ monsters with different names as material, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined original attack of the destroyed monsters, which is just usually going to end the game right there. If it doesn't, you have a completely unaffected towers that is 4,000 attack points, which is absolutely amazing. This card also has the ability once per turn, you can detach 3 materials from this card to target a Raidraptor XZ monster in your graveyard, and this card gains those monsters' effects until the end of the turn, which is a really cool ability to be able to use with this card. We then play a single copy of Ultimate Falcon. Ultimate Falcon is really easy to summon off your effect of your Arsenal Falcon. Again, unaffected by everything and just a really awesome boss monster to be able to make. You can play a single copy of Satellite Cannon Falcon. This card is kind of like a Harpy's Feather Duster. If this card is an XZ summon, using a Raidraptor monster as a material, you can destroy all spells and traps that your opponent controls, but your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation, which is a great ability. Then play a single copy of Arsenal Falcon. Arsenal Falcon is like a custom card. This card is absolutely insane. This card is either once per turn, you can detach from 2, and this card is special on a level 4 Wing Beast monster from the deck. And if this card has any number of Raidraptor monsters as a material, it can attack up to that many times during the battle phase. But the main effect on this card is if this card is sent to the graveyard while it has a Raidraptor monster as a material, you can special summon a Raidraptor XZ monster from your X deck, except another copy of this card. And if you do attach this card to it as a material from the graveyard, letting you summon out your copy of Ultimate Falcon to your side of the field. We've made a single copy of Brave Strix. Brave Strix is really good as a one-of, and actually how you make this card is using your copy of Raider's Knight to be able to make this card, which is absolutely amazing. But this card helps you search out your rank up magics, which is really good, because this card has a really awesome ability. You can detach from this card to set a Raidraptor spell or trap from your deck, and if this card has a Wing Beast monster as a material, you can also detach from this card to add a rank up magic spell from your deck to your hand, which is a really cool ability to help us search our copy of Rise Rank Up Magic Raidraptor's Force, so we can go in for our copy of Rising Rebellion Falcon using this, a copy of Force Strix, and a copy of Raider's Knight. You can play a single copy of Arc Rebellion XZ Dragon. Sometimes this card just does the trick because it gains the attack points of every monster on the field, and it just is a really big boss monster that can swing in for game, especially if you're going second. You can play 2 copies of Raider's Knight. Raider's Knight is really good because you detach a material from this card, and then you get to special summon either your copy of your Arc Rebellion XZ Dragon or your copy of Brave Strix directly from your X deck using this card as a material. And this card is always treated as a Raidraptor card as well, so you don't have to worry about that with this card. It's always treated as a Raidraptor. We then also play 3 copies of Force Strix. Force Strix is one of the most important cards in the entire extract. This card gains 500 attack and defense points for each Wing Beast monster that you control other than this card, and once per turn you can detach from 2 on this card to add a level 4 Dark Wing Beast monster from your deck to your hand, which is a great ability to add the exact card that you need from your deck to your hand from any Raidraptor that you need, basically, or even your copy of your Smorg, which is a great extender in the build. We then play a single copy of Evil Sworn Nightmare. This card is basically Book of Moon for the deck and just a really good option to be able to make. And then finally play 2 copies of Wise Strix. Wise Strix is really important for the deck, as if this card is Link Summon, you can special summon a level 4 Dark Wing Beast monster from the hand, or excuse me, from your deck in defense position, but you negate its effects. Also, it cannot be used as Link material, and if your Raidraptor XZ monster effect is activated, you can set a rank up magic spell from your deck, and if it's quick play spell, it can be activated this turn, which is a great ability to be able to get your copy of Skip Force or Rise Rank Up Magic Raidraptor's Force. But this card is really good to be able to instantly special summon a Raidraptor from your deck to your side of the field. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. This deck is super fun. I absolutely love the support for this deck. And if you guys have not checked out one of the live streams where I actually play Master Duel, I'm in the process of building a lot of decks on Master Duel, so definitely come hang out and actually come see me play Master Duel, because it's a lot of fun to be able to interact with you guys and build decks with you guys. But this deck is super fun to be able to build and just absolutely insane to be able to play on Master Duel, to be able to make cards like Rising Rebellion Falcon. But definitely check out one of those live streams and come hang out with the community. But that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.